Hello from a very sunny but also quite windy Switzerland. I do apologise if the sound quality isn't that good. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about sleep today. So it might not seem like it's a purely organisational psychology video, it might have a little bit of a counselling element to it, but I think the key reason for me talking about sleep is if you are going to have either good mental health or you want to make changes to your mindset in what you do day to day, whether it's in business or your personal life, if you're not getting good quality sleep, it's going to be really difficult to do that. We're not going to feel like we have the cognitive capacity. So let's talk a little bit about sleep. In general, we're not getting enough of it. It's broken often and we're not prioritising it enough. And it's something that we really should prioritise, again, for our mental health in particular. So I want to talk to you about what you can really do to get your sleep back on track. I'm a cognitive behavioural therapist, so I used to do a lot more clinical work. Now I'm mainly in more of the business psychology field, but the CBT is very good for sleep problems. The approach that we take is we look at people's cognitive appraisals around sleep and not getting enough sleep. We do interventions such as sleep hygiene, and we also look at something called sleep restriction, which is a way to kind of reset and rebalance your sleep cycles. All of them have value at different places. And the reason I want to introduce this to you is because I think it's worth having some tools in your back pocket so you don't necessarily have to just go to the doctor and look at getting, medication to get you off to sleep. Or equally, we don't get into bad habits like having a glass of wine before bed or something along those lines. So the first thing I'd recommend to you would be sleep hygiene. So this is the idea of trying to get to bed at the same time, trying to get up at the same time, trying to make sure we have a routine before bed, that we have a wind down for bed, that we don't rely on alcohol, but also that we don't rigidly go into any kind of behaviours where we're like, I must do this to get to sleep. I must have a bath before I go to bed, otherwise I won't sleep. I must have a herbal tea. Because actually that's going to put more pressure on you, and albeit it works sometimes, when it doesn't work, you'll then panic, which means the next night you'll be more likely to go, oh God, I'm not going to sleep. Consequently, you won't sleep. So really important, get that hygiene in it, but make sure that we're not really rigidly putting in things that can actually act as what we call safety behaviours. The second thing that I'd really suggest to you is looking at how you overcome some generalized anxiety. A lot of the time that we can't get to sleep is because we have some generalized anxiety, some worry. We're worried either about sleep or we're just worried about things in general. So our mind is trying to calm down as we're going to sleep, and actually what's happening is our brain is going, yes, but what about this? And what if this happens? And what if this happens? And what if that happens? And that's then actually revving the brain up, and it's getting it into a state where it's active, and it's having the opposite effect of what should be going on when we're trying to get to sleep. So get your worry under control. I know that's easier said than done, but look at some coaching, look at some counselling, do some self-help reading on how to do that. That will benefit you a lot. If you're trying to get to sleep, the idea of visualization, I disagree with it. I think what happens when you visualize things, again, is you activate the mind, you activate your imagination, and really want that part of your brain calming down. But what I would say to you is a little bit of what we call progressive muscle relaxation, PMR, can be very helpful. This is where you start at your toes and you crunch them up, and then you let go and you move up to your calves and then your quads. You work your way up your body. What that's doing is it's getting your brain to deactivate a little bit and calm down, but it's getting your body to tense and then relax, and it's getting your body just to focus on what's happening now, not your brain taking you into the future and worrying about what could be. So it's a process to go through, and it does just get your mind to calm, and you'll often find that you can drift off from doing that. Again, we don't want to then use that all the time as a safety behavior and start worrying that it's not working. So it's a really delicate balance to find when it comes to sleep. So do think about prioritizing your sleep, what you can do to make it better. There's a lot of sleep experts out there. There's a lot of good reading to do on sleep as well. I know it's Mental Health Awareness Week, so I suppose this ties in a little bit to that too. Like I say, really worth prioritizing, lots to do on our sleep to make it better, and there's some real changes that we can make. So I hope some of these tips have helped out for you. Love to know your comments around your sleep patterns and what you find works and doesn't work. And I will speak to you very soon. Thanks very much. Take care.